So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and.
Oh wow, you really have to come in here.
Like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Rickner, Arnold, the name.
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoots, but
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All right,
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well out there and enjoying your time. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys are having a terrific Tuesday. It is Tuesday, y'all. Man, it has been a crazy day already. There has been so much stuff going on, so much news, so many things that are going on right now. It's absolutely insane. There's a hearing going on in regards to the 6th right now. There is stuff going on in the Olympics. Naomi Osaka is out of the Olympics. Then on top of that, we got Simone Biles leaving the Olympics as well for an injury. But really, is it an injury? We don't know yet, but we are going to talk about that. There's a lot that's going on today. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, terrific, tantalizing Tuesday, titillating Tuesday, okay? If you haven't done it yet, please send some love, all the love that you can this morning. Please crush that like button down below, please. And for those of y'all who are new to the show, welcome, baby. It's the Pascal Show. Please crush that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And for those of y'all who, want to help the show, hit that join button. You know what I'm saying? $4.99 a month. That's all I'm saying. Helps fuel this show so we can keep giving you your pop culture controversies and conversations of the day. Okay? We work hard out here in these streets. How many times do I need to say this? We work hard out here in these streets. Okay? So please subscribe, join, and hit that mother-loving like button. Okay? With all the positivity in your heart. Okay? But anyway, before we go into all the news that's going on today, my brothers D and T, David and T are in the house. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Man, I'm pretty good. Things good out here too. Got a storm on the way, but nothing really major. One thing I was just thinking of from your intro, you said about the police hearing today, which is a big deal because this is one of the first times they're going to be on video. Yep. But it looks like none of the conservative news will be reporting it based on what they're already doing with it. So yeah. So you might not see that information depending on which news sources you use.
Yeah, this is it's really unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as I got back from my appointment, I've been doing nothing but watching this whole thing. I mean, it's literally on right now in the background behind me right now as we speak. And I'm telling you, their accounts are so vivid, so like they're almost basically like. They're so specific and so heavily detailed. It's almost to the point where I feel like they're gonna start talking about, the descriptions of the grass that grows in the front of the Capitol and etc. But it's crazy what's going on and how emotional their accounts are. Some of these guys, literally, you hear it in their voices, the struggle, the pain, the sadness, the fear for their lives, the real fear for their lives, okay? That these particular individuals that were involved in what happened in January, because we can't really say certain things, you know what I'm saying, because of the bots. But what sucks is how terrified you can hear they are in their voices, you know what I'm saying, and how much one guy even said at one point saying, man, you know, I had to say out loud, I have children. That's how much he was fearing for his life. That's how much these specific people were screaming and saying how they were going to kill him. They literally said, you are going to die on your knees. Literally. That's on one account of one of the officers that was involved at the Capitol. That's just one. Imagine what else is being said right now in this hearing. It's absolutely devastating, you know? And no person should have to go through that. Not against their own people. It's really, really sad. T, how you doing, my brother? What's going on, man?
I'm cool. I'm just thinking about all these Olympics, like mishaps. Yeah. And I'm thinking because it's one of those weird years of 2021. Typically, the Olympics are on an even number year, so it'd be an odd number year.
Yeah.
A lot of odd events are happening.
And a lot of odd ish is happening right now. You're right.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird. And we're going to talk about we're going to talk about that main thing, you know, because here's the thing. Simone Biles is out of Team USA, okay, allegedly. But there's a lot of questions of why, you know what I'm saying? So we got to jump into the main story. We got to go into it, all right? We got to go into our main story of the day, our front page story. You know, like I said, one of the front page stories is still being done right now. They're still doing a hearing right now, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about that at some later date at some time. But for right now, we have got to definitely jump into this whole situation of Simone Biles stepping out. And we gotta talk about this because there is a news clip that I feel like we need to take a look at. It's short, but I think it kind of says a few things that are going to help with the rest of this conversation. So let's take a look at this. Good. It is CBS this morning. All right. This is what they said breaking this story.
With breaking news.
Oh, sorry. One mo again. Sorry about that, guys. Let's do that one more again. All right, here we go.
With breaking news from there, not so good, where Team USA gymnast Simone Biles is out of the team competition. The reason is not clear, but she was reportedly seen with a team doctor. She is not out of the individual competition, at least not yet. A statement said Simone has withdrawn from the team final competition due to a medical issue. She will be assessed daily to determine medical clearance for future competitions. But obviously, a heartbreaking for Team USA and, of course, for Simone Biles herself.
Yeah, we're all.
Now, here's the thing. She's out of Team USA, but she's still going to be, allegedly, as of the recording of this show right now, she is still going to be involved with the individual. So she could still go home with the gold if her medical specialist or her doctors say that it's okay for her to continue. But it seems a little weird to me, y'all. This seems a little weird to me. Let's continue here.
All worried about her and hope that she can come back and continue with the individual competition. Whatever this is, we're certainly pulling for her. But it's been clear to us that she's been feeling the pressure. She said so yesterday.
That statement, I feel the weight of the world,
exactly.
It's crushing to hear her say that.
It is. And not to have her parents in the stand, she says, for the first time.
So here's the thing, okay? We got to look at this statement. We got to look at this statement that they're talking about because, yes, Simone Biles most definitely made a statement. And it looks a little bit like this. It says, this is from her Instagram, okay? She says, prelims check, now to prepare for finals. It wasn't an easy day or my best, but I got through it. I truly do feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders at times. Let me repeat that one more time. I truly do feel I have the weight of the world on my shoulders at times. I know I brush it off and make it seem like pressure doesn't affect me, but damn, sometimes it's hard. Ha, ha, ha. Ha. The Olympics is no joke, but I'm happy my family is able to be with me virtually. They mean the world to me. That is yesterday's Instagram post that she put up, okay? Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the very next day, she steps down. She's leaving. She's literally leaving the Olympics, or she's not competing under Team USA. She's going to do, like we just said, allegedly she's going to be doing individuals, but she's not going to be competing with Team USA, which unfortunately knocked Team USA down to second place because, you know, let's be real. Simone Biles is the GOAT, okay? So we definitely got to talk about this because there's a little bit more to this story, of course. There's a little bit more because there's one thing I think that is very interesting is that there are some other pieces to this story that I think are complete trash, okay? Not the fact that she's bowing out or walking away, but because of the way I guess they're scoring points, what they're allowing to have happen right now. And this is something that's old. This happened in May. This conversation, this article from The Insider happened in May. But I want to pull this out because I think this is very interesting. I mean, it shows how dope, and like I said, how much of a GOAT this woman really, really is. I mean, she's an incredible athlete, okay? So much that in The Insider, they're saying, and this, like I said, this was in May 26th of 2021, okay? So this is kind of old news, but there's a lot of people that are still shedding light on it now. So we got to look at it. Simone Biles is so dominant that scoring rules are holding her back for the safety of others and keeping competitions closer than they should be. So they're changing points. They're altering things and not giving her points because some of her moves are so hard that they don't want other gymnasts to try to attempt the same things and hurt themselves. Can you believe that, Ish? Okay, like I said, you know you're the GOAT when you go into the game and you muck that game up. Let's continue here in this article really, really quick, okay? So Simone Biles has been dominating her competition for her entire career, which is true. And she could be crushing her opponents by even wider margins if only the powers that be in international gymnastics would let her. The four-time Olympic gold medalist made history in U.S. Classic this weekend when she landed a Yurchenko double pike vault. And we all remember that video. We've seen this over and over and over again on Instagram and Twitter. This move was insane, right? And even though the feat is so challenging and dangerous that no woman had ever dared to try it in a competition before her, the authorities of elite gymnasts awarded Biles a score on par with many of her other less difficult vaults. Okay, so despite the unprecedented feats, her potential point totals in competitions are significantly restricted. So whenever she does a specific move, she's literally pouring her heart out there. You know what I'm saying? She's putting in all this hard work, literally defying gravity, literally putting her life on the line every single time she hurls her body into the air, and she's not even getting the points that she deserves. So much that there are moves that are being named after her. They're calling it the Biles or this, that, and the third. These moves, these spins and tricks are so complicated and have never been seen before that they're being named after her. But they're not getting points. So let's continue on here. So after all this, I would feel some type of way if I were her. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be straight funky. I'd feel some type of way if I were her. But one of the things that I found very interesting is that there was another post on IG that just recently happened. And this has to do with, again, what is really going on with Simone Biles? Why is she not competing in Team USA? What's really going on? So this is coming from Hollywood Unlocked, another Instagram channel or profile. And it says right here, a Team USA coach said that Simone Biles' exit from the gymnastics team event is not injury related. Coach said it is a mental issue she is having, per NBC broadcast. Right here. So, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of questions. I got questions, right? Now, you saw the post that she put up, right? Saying, hey, I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. I feel a lot of pressure. She's getting doctored. Every single time she does a move, she doesn't even get the points that she rightfully deserves, especially when she sticks it, especially when she lands it. So all of her efforts are for naught. Then her family's not there. She can't be with her family. So she's there training and doing all this stuff all by herself. That could put a lot on a person's mind, right? So those are the few things that I have here. I'm still trying to find the NBC broadcast that's saying Simone Biles is having mental health issues or having a mental issue right now, and that's why she's exiting this particular event, this team event. That's something I find very interesting, and I'm still trying to find that piece. But allegedly, they're saying it's because of a mental issue. She did not sprain no ankle. She didn't twist a knee. She didn't break no arm. This is all has to do with her mental health. I'm going to throw it over to the guys and hear their thoughts. David, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I honestly think, I don't know for sure, but I honestly think a lot of the anxiety she's probably feeling comes from how problematic these specific Olympics have been. I mean, for one thing, so she's going there fundamentally by herself. Like you said, her family's not going with her. Other Olympians have asked to have sick people or family that can't take care of themselves to come with them, and they were rejected. So there's definitely a lack of support for the people there right now, especially with no audience to kind of give them that feedback, that that cheering that might help them overcome those things. And she wants to win, obviously, but they won't let her have her full points. So she's trying to win, but the company or the Olympics are trying to keep her from having all the points she wants. So even if she is performing as well as she can, she's looking at the fact that she's not going to be credited for her work. They're going to count it as less just because of who she is fundamentally. Mm-hmm. That's got to create a lot of anxiety because you can't get out of that trap. If they lower your score just because of how good you are, because of how good you are, it's not going to affect. It's basically a way of ruining the competition. It's supposed to be fair and equal. If she's better than them, that's fair. But if they change the points so that she doesn't get as many as she should, that's not fair, in my opinion. And we also see, I think there's some anxiety probably coming from the outside too, because we've seen a lot of other problems with the Olympics this year, especially where they were not allowing, as they refer to them, the Afro caps or the soul caps. And there are other issues the one woman who didn't stand or whatever for the national anthem. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of pressure, I think, specifically on U.S. Black Olympians right now because of that. Some were calling for a boycott of it beforehand. Some Black Olympians were, and I think that's probably causing her some stress as well. A lot of people aren't supporting the Olympics this year because of a lot of those things that kind of come across as unfair. And specifically with the Soul Caps, they said they would look at it, and then they never talked about it again 3 months later. So they weren't looking at it. They just decided to not give them out, and basically were waiting for people to forget about it. Obviously, this doesn't have as much to do with gymnastics as running and swimming, but the Olympics just has this whole kind of bad essence to it this year, like negative view. And I think that's going to affect not just her, but a lot of Olympians because people aren't supporting the Olympics as much this year. It's not because of the competitors. It's because of what the Olympics are doing. And I'm sure that adds extra stress. So no matter how good she does, she's probably they're making it harder for her to win because she's good. And even if she ends up like winning here, she just doesn't have people there to celebrate with her either. So like she's looking at the situation where she's always fighting uphill. She doesn't have anyone there to support her, and they're changing the game so that she can't win. Like she can't do anything if they change the game. That's especially if they do it in the middle of the game. There's nothing she can do. There's no. I understand why she'd be anxious and stressed out over this because they're pretty much just punishing her because she's good at what she spent her whole life being good at. So, I mean, she might also have other mental health problems, but I'm just saying that for this Olympics in particular, with not just the boycotting, but all the issues of the Olympics not listening to its competitors, there's just so much pressure to not be there as well. So she's probably getting pressure to not be there, and the company or the Olympics are changing the game mid-game so that she can't win. I would be, I don't know, I'd be stressed out and anxious too because you're in a trap. What are you going to do? They're not going to, if they don't want you to win, they're changing the game so that you can't win as well. There's no she has no power over that. They're just messing with her at this point.
You know, that's a good point. I mean, you know, if you really think about it, you got those tricks up your sleeve. You got your routine. You're going to be doing the X, Y, and Z's particular floor routines or uneven bars, etc. You have those routines, and say you have those tricks that are really amazing and are death-defying and are just mind-boggling. Of like, how can you do so many twists and flips in the air at the same damn time? Oh my God, that's incredible! And then all of a sudden, the gymnastics committee or whatever that the powers that be suddenly say, "Well, nope, sorry, sweetheart. You know, we can't do that. We can't let you just kill it because we're so worried about everybody else's safety because these other gymnasts are trying to do yo-ish." And it's like, well, then that's on them. If they can do it, then they can do it. If they can't, then they can't. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. But I do want to say I just found another article here really quick. And just so you know, I mean, because there's a lot of people that are asking the same question. Is this withdrawal due to mental health, due to a mental health issue? And this is what they're saying so far. So this is what they're saying. Because during a vault, her first rotation, during the Team USA's first rotation on vault, she appeared to slip and land awkwardly on her knees. She was then expected to compete on the uneven bars in the second rotation, but Jordan Childs was subbed in. Biles left the floor, returning to the arena in her warm-up gear to hug her teammates. She watched the remainder of the competition from the sidelines. Now, I want to say this too, though. You know, her floor routine, she did something and she bounced all the way off the floor. You know, and if you bounce off the floor completely, if your body leaves the entire floor, that's a certain tenths of a point, etc. And then it also depends on how many steps it takes for you to go back on to the mat. So if you go and you know, take a few steps, then every single one is a tenth of a point, if that makes any sense. So she had that. Then she had the vault that happened. So I could see her going, crap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm slipping, literally. And more metaphorically speaking, I'm slipping right now. Damn it. I need to be on point. Putting all this pressure on herself because she knows for a fact she the GOAT. She knows for a fact that America and everybody else is watching her. Who's Childs? No offense. Who's Jordan Childs? You know what I'm saying? She is the household name. So everybody's expecting her to come home with with that W and with that gold. Now, here's the thing. Continuing on here. So in her warmer gear, she was there for the remainder of the competition. There was some speculation that Biles may have suffered an injury, but one of the coaches, like I said just a second ago, told an NBC broadcast that Biles withdrew for mental health reasons. So she goes back in, and you see her chilling. I'm just reading this on my other screen over here, but they're saying that she is stepping down, or she withdrew from Team USA solely because of mental health issues. So just to confirm it and everything, this is a crazy thing, and it's unfortunate because, imagine, someone like yourself that is just dope as hell. You've done this before. You're rewriting the sport of gymnastics every single time you step out on that floor. The entire world is watching you because you are an absolute physical, biological phenom, for crying out loud. Yeah, I could see the pressure suddenly hitting you at some point. I could see it, for sure. T, thoughts?
I don't have a lot to add here. Both of you did a really great job of summing up Simone Biles' experience at the Olympics. It's pretty much comes down to her not feeling valued enough. If she's quote unquote, not quote unquote, but she is. She's demonstrating a expert level of athletics, and she's far beyond her competition.
Yeah.
And the fact that the judges are not valuing her to that extent, she feels undervalued. In addition to her support team not really being there, she's like, why do I keep executing these highly difficult moves and not get all 10s? And she's already been to the Olympics before. She's already won gold several times. So she's like, what's the point of fighting the system here? Where she's not much of a verbal person anyway. She's pretty much very about her actions. So she won't really speak up about it. But this is her way of protesting by stepping away from this situation and showing her power that way.
Yeah. Go ahead, David. Go ahead, please.
I was just going to add one thing to what he said. I agree with him. But basically, like, if we look at other Olympic games, for instance, like, he ended up losing them, I think. But Michael Phelps, like, he was just so far outperforming everyone. They didn't change the rules so that the other people had a chance. And he was actually, under some sort of substances that made him better. And they didn't change the rules for him. They're not changing the rules for a lot of these things. We've seen this a lot of times. They talk about that they want it to be more fair and close, but this year they're allowing the transgender woman to lift who has never, ever lost a match to a other women, I guess. It doesn't sound like they really do want to be fair here. Yeah. Yeah, she's in the highest weight class, of course, because when she was a man, she competed under like 30 kilograms higher or something. It's just that women don't go that high on their lifting, so she's automatically in the top of the lifting weights because she's so much bigger than them. These are the problems that people are looking at and talking about fairness. And I only use Michael Phelps because he's super popular, but there are other competitors who didn't jug themselves up, who outdid everyone considerably in sports over the years. I'm not great with names if you haven't noticed. I don't remember all of them, but like
You're good.
Especially in competitive sports and that. So they're changing the game against her specifically, I think. There could be a lot of reasons why, but I don't know. I have my own guesses. I don't have any like good explanation for why they would do it, but I do kind of think it might be because she's black, actually, because we've been seeing how much black people have been leaned on against in the Olympics lately from all nations, and the Olympics have been kind of working against black competitors this year for some reason, not just with the hairdo, but with kind of treating them more strictly than they do other competitors. And it just doesn't seem fair. Because like if we go back to that woman that smoked something, like a joint or something, so they kicked her out because she consumed some of that product. However, there are a lot of people in there that use CBDs, which is it's pulled from the same thing. It's the same kind of thing, but that's okay. I don't know why. It's only bad that she did this, and they don't look for anyone else that did, and they don't care what the other people have done. So it does seem like they're targeting her and black people in general. Might have something to do with Tokyo. Their government is probably a little more
strict.
Strict. Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
Right, exactly.
Let's keep it real.
Conspiracy here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And the hypocrisy is real when it comes to the CBD stuff, to the THC stuff, all that stuff. But at the same time, when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson, the woman who, ingested THC or marijuana, I mean, she's doing the right thing, stepping up, taking responsibility, and we'll definitely see her in the next 4 years, and she's gonna kill it. Watch. Real quick, when it comes to the comments, Janice Nelson Shaw on Facebook just said, between the Rona protocol and no fans in the stands, it could be very difficult. She looked really tired and stressed Sunday night. Yes, plus not giving her extra credit for difficult moves. Yes, I do agree with that as well. Rhonda Fanbro Pingleton just said, they penalize you for unregulated moves, I bet. I don't think it's about the unregulated moves, because I think, with something like this, you're creating new moves. You're creating new tricks every single time. So I don't know if I don't think they're penalizing her, but if you really think about it, they are. So in a way, it's like, Rhonda, you're right, and then Rhonda, you might be wrong, but you're right, because the way it just depends on what angle you look at the situation. Let's be real. You got somebody who, like I've said, like we have all said, all three of us have said, is amazing. Like I said, a physical anomaly, and an amazing athlete, in a true genius in her craft. She is doing some stuff that no one's ever seen before. And now they're not even giving her the points that she rightfully deserves for those things. Yes. So I do agree. She is getting penalized in a certain way. She's not getting the 10. She's not getting the points that she rightfully deserves because she's recrafting the sport, right? And she will be somebody that will live on in infamy. She is a living legend until somebody else does some more crazy ass stuff and crazy tricks that change and reformat the way we look at gymnastics. She gonna be out here top notch. And the fact that that is even happening is amazing. But what's crazy is that they're terrified. They're terrified of her skill so much that they're willing to take her down by not giving her the points that she rightfully deserves. So she has to work even that much harder to get the gold. So think about that. Then on top of that, like what Janice on Facebook said, you got the protocols that are going on. You got no people in the stands, so there's no energy at all. Nothing. No one's cheering you on. You don't feel that energy. You don't even have your parents in the arena with you. You know what I'm saying? For the first time, she's doing all this stuff solo dolo. That's insane. That's insane. Who can do that? Who can just go through all that and then go home or go back to your little cubby hole that you're going to call like your place that you're going to stay in? Go through all these protocols because things are real out here. Numbers are spiking. And then go back out, go through all the stuff all over again, get tested, all that stuff, and go back out there to compete again. It's a lonely experience. So I can only imagine what this is doing to her mind. What's going on with her mentally. You see, she's slipping a little bit. She had a few mess ups, but she's human. But I'm sure she is even beating herself up even more because she doesn't have her support group with her. She doesn't have her family. She doesn't have the people that she loves. I mean, yes, she got her teammates, but it's one thing hearing it from your parents, or hearing it from the people that you love and respect, that you can lean on, than just hearing it from somebody who's going through the same crap you are. It's intense, y'all. It's really, really intense, and it's unfortunate. And like I said, my thoughts and prayers go out to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I can only imagine. It's not, yes, it is Team USA gymnastics, but it's an individual sport. She's the one throwing herself out there. It's not like she's throwing herself out there with other people. You know what I'm saying? She's doing all the tricks and the moves herself. She's putting her life on the line every single day. That's a lot, you know? That's a lot. Even if we talk about mental health and athletes, etc., you know, if you really notice, even somebody like Naomi Osaka, who recently came out with, you know, she was bowing out from the French Open due to mental health issues, etc. That's also a solitary sport. She has to deal with everything herself. If she messes up, it's on her. That's a lot of pressure to put on one person. You know what I'm saying? Now, I get it. There's a lot of people out here that'll sit there and go, you know, because I know that there's the Pierce Morgans and the Candace Owens that'll come out and go, oh, you know, cry me a river. You get paid millions of dollars to hit a ball, right? Or to flip into the air, right? But at the same time, you can't deny the amount of pressure that's on those people's shoulders, the amount of stress of being perfect every single time. So hopefully we'll see what happens with Simone Biles. I hopefully she's able to bounce back, go into the individuals and kick ass and take home the gold in the individuals. So thoughts and prayers go out to Simone Biles for real. But we got to move on to the next story. This one, this is disgusting. I'm just going to say that because, well, I got a little story to tell you guys, so let me pull this up really quick. Man, hold on. Sorry, guys. 1 second, please. Here we go. So, in case you guys didn't know, there was a video that's being shared like crazy right now on Instagram of a Atlanta police officer kicking a woman in the face. She is on the ground. She is arrested, and she's getting straight up kicked straight in the face. Now, there is a little bit of a story here. I want to tell it first before we look at the actual footage, because like I said, it's pretty bad. The footage is not that great. So here is a little bit of the story here, okay? Now, it says APD were called to a Summer Hill apartment for a domestic incident between a woman and another resident. The woman, who was detained on the concrete face down, was kicked in the face by an officer after she spat on his boots and pants. Okay? So that's the piece of that story. Now we're going to look at the footage, and I'm going to tell you this real quick. Of course, it's very short. It is very quick, but I have to say, viewer discretion is most definitely advised. Here is the footage. So one more time for you guys to see. Boom. So as you can see, this woman is literally, she is arrested. She is face down on the ground. There's a moment where she gets up and tries to spit at this particular officer right here. All right. And then this officer obviously kicks her right in the face. Okay. Now, there's a little bit more to this story because obviously Atlanta PD caught wind of this story and they had to say something about it. So let me pull up their announcement or their statement real quick. All right. So, of course, APD found out about this, so they had to say something. And shout out to Atlanta Uncensored because they're the ones who put out this video and have leaked everything, etc. But here it is. This is a statement from them from APD, okay, talking about the kicking incident statement. This is what it's literally called. Instagram kicking incident statement, okay? So on July 26, 2021, Chief Bryant and commanders within the APD became aware of a video posted on social media showing an Atlanta police sergeant kicking a woman in her head. Upon reviewing the video, the actions of the sergeant appear to be unacceptable. Appear to be unacceptable, okay? And we are also concerned with the apparent lack of reaction because, yes, his partner from the other officer present during the incident, because the other officer just stood there, didn't do a damn thing, didn't even go, bruh, no, stop, nothing. He didn't, she, by the way, because that clearly is a female officer, she did not knew a damn thing, okay? So the decision was made to immediately relieve both employees from duty, with the sergeant placed on unpaid suspension. I'm happy about that. Yay. Unpaid suspension. Okay, so he ain't getting paid. All right, this is an unpaid vacation he on right now. Okay, and the officer placed, the one that was just standing there not doing a damn thing, is on administrative assignment. So basically just chilling, desk work, basically. Okay, the Atlanta Police Department's Office of Professional Standards, OPS, was directed to open an investigation into the actions of all employees on scene, and their investigation is to be expedited. The actions of those in the video appear to fall outside our standards and training. However, it is important for the Office of Professional Standards, OPS, to conduct a thorough investigation to determine the facts surrounding this incident. Chief Bryant will monitor the progress of this expedited investigation and review the findings to determine the proper course of action. This is what just recently came out within a few hours of this video leaking. That very video that we just saw with our own two eyes, where there was a woman was detained due to a domestic dispute, all right? Handcuffed, stomach down. She leans up, tries to spit on this man, on this sergeant, and the sergeant kicks her right in the jaw. So there you guys have it. The man, of course, has been suspended, all right, unpaid suspension. But the other one that was just sitting there chilling, the other officer that didn't do a damn thing, is on administrative assignment. So I got to throw it over to the fellas. In my personal opinion, these guys, real quick, before I throw it over to the guys, this guy, most definitely, the sergeant needs to go bye-bye. In my personal opinion, definitely needs to go bye-bye. Fired, exterminated, not waiting for a letter of resignation of any sort, fired. You don't do what we just saw. Doesn't matter if that person spat on you, whatever. That woman was fully handcuffed. She did not pose a threat at you. Nothing. She did not deserve a quick kick in the jaw. Fellas, what are your thoughts on this? I'm going to throw it over to T this time. What are your thoughts, man?
This officer, sergeant, could have definitely handled this situation differently. He lost his cool with the suspect who's already handcuffed and not a threat. If she did try to spit at him, big deal. I mean, I know it's a sign of disrespect, but just give her a verbal warning and back out of her way. For him to kick her that quickly, it's just a sign of his weakness. Unfortunately, he probably lost a good part of his reputation. Well, he probably had it coming. His pension, possibly as well, if he really gets to internal affairs and then wanting to, use him as an example. He has to already know at his level of rank that these things you should not be falling victim to. He definitely probably wish he could take this back, but it is what it is. Another point was reading the police department's statement. It's interesting that his I guess partner was also reprimanded for not stepping up. So I'm guessing they want accountability from everybody, where I guess his partner should have stepped in and stopped him. I'm guessing, that would be great. We don't see much of that at all. The good apples stopping the bad apples. So I mean, I do think that was a nice way of handling business by the department, because everybody needs to step up and follow by the department's guidelines.
You know, it's very interesting because I'm going to say this too. I guarantee you this was not that sergeant's first rodeo in kicking somebody in the face. If he did it that way, with that knee-jerk reaction, that easily, with that much ease, I guarantee you this is not his first rodeo doing such act. And also, the officer that was watching the sergeant do as such, probably not the first time, nor will it be her last time she sees some other person behind the shield kicking somebody when they're down, literally. The other thing is, Roberta on Facebook said something, and I don't remember exactly the wording she said, but she said something along the lines of, sometimes you can't stop the people who are above you, but that person, that officer, could at least given it a try, could have tried at least. And that's exactly what it is. You know, I get it. There's a lot of us that are worried about, oh, that's the higher up, or that's my superior. You know, I have to show him respect, and I got to have his six, etc. I get that. But there's also common decency. There's also respect of a human being. And kicking somebody when they're down is one of the lowest forms of disrespect I could ever think of. So if you're sitting there and you see something like that and that person's your superior, I feel like you shouldn't be scared to say what you need to say. But we see and hear about these things all the time, about how corrupt things can actually be with the boys in blue, the men and women in blue. You know, if you suddenly retaliate or reprimand one of your own brothers, kind of thing, that suddenly you're a snitch, or, you know, you're not for them. And then instantly you're ostracized. It's like high school in a way. And I can only imagine that being what that woman was probably going through. Maybe, or maybe, like I said, this could have been just a situation where she's like, hell yeah, kick her in the face. And also, you know, we don't know what happened before. I'm not justifying anything about the kick. I'm just saying we don't know what happened before. But one thing I want to point out, this woman, there's a reason I had to put a block around her chest, because her shirt was ripped and her breasts were exposed, face down. Shirt was torn. So I don't know what kind of altercation they were going through, but it must have been something not so fun, right? It's just something to think about. And instead of trying to have some decency of maybe helping pull down her shirt, I don't know. I don't know how aggressive that situation was. But at the same time, like, they just let her splay out like that, exposed, looking like a fool. It's embarrassing. Then on top of that, yeah, sure, she spat on them. God knows why. God knows what is being said between the two people too. Like I said, not justifying her spitting on them, but we don't know what words were being said. So I have to say, thank God to whoever filmed this video. Thank God to whoever filmed this video. The other interesting piece about this is that there are other news stations that are trying to get in touch with the person who actually filmed the video. And what's crazy is that the person who filmed this video wants to remain anonymous. I find that very interesting as well. Something to think about. Why does that person want to remain anonymous? Inquiring minds would like to know. Maybe something really bad was going down and they were filming it, and we just saw just that snippet. Imagine. So here it is. When it comes to that situation, clearly, when it comes to that cop, this most definitely is not his first time kicking somebody when they're down. And that officer didn't even flinch. Didn't even flinch when that sergeant kicked that woman that was on the ground. That says a lot about what's going on over there. And I feel like they should do even more due diligence in their investigation inside of that police department. Just had to say it. Anyway, we got to jump into our next story, our next and final story of the day. You know, this one's kind of nice. More on an up and up. Some good news. You know what I'm saying? Something cool. David's got this story. A 7-year-old found 7 asteroids. A 7-year-old. David, you got the story. What's up, man? Tell me this crazy story.
Yeah, so it was a girl in Rio de Janeiro named Nicole Oliveira. She's originally from Brazil as well. And so she's been involved in this program for a while. It's called Asteroid Hunt. It's run by the International Astronomical Search Collaboration. And NASA is basically one of the major controllers in that thing. So so she was just basically looking through the sky, and she's always been into this. Apparently, she got a telescope when she was only 2 years old, and she asked for one, and ever since then, she's apparently just been using this a lot. She was even invited to give a lecture to the first ever international seminar on astronomy and aeronautics at the Brazil's Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation. And so yeah, basically what's happened, according to her, she's just been staying home more because of the obvious reasons. And so she had the opportunity to spend more time on the telescope. And she was aware enough of which asteroids already are named and spotted that she was able to point out 7 that had not been identified yet. And so ultimately she sent that in to her own country's basic space space department. Not that they have that much of a developed one. So what ultimately happened was she gave all the information to NASA. NASA's the one that recorded most of it. And in response, they ended up sending her a pretty much a certificate for her exceptional work in the International Astronomical Search Collaboration. So she's pretty much the youngest person. She is the youngest person to have ever pretty much made a astronomical discovery. And she does get to name them to some degree, but they haven't said what the names are yet. Because typically, if you find it, you get to name it. But they might be a little hesitant letting a 7-year-old girl name all of them. But because they haven't given the names out yet. So maybe they'll still let her name them. I don't know. Right now, they just have them designated as 1 through 7. But if they do let her name them, we should be hearing the names pretty soon. It does take a little bit of time, but like I said, I don't know if they're letting a 7-year-old actually name the asteroids. I would be interested to see if they do that actually.
Yeah, you know what? I would hope that they do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an amazing thing. A 7-year-old was able to point out 7. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a skill. You know, we were joking about this earlier, but T made a really funny joke. He was just like, you know, I wonder if this is if this is David's illegitimate child that we just don't know about it. Because I mean, what 7-year-old would look up into the sky, you know, through a telescope or whatever, and go, there's 7 asteroids flying around. I mean, that's just crazy. That's an amazing. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Just saying. It's pretty damn amazing, don't you think, T?
Yeah, I mean, if they're not 7 boogers or something like that, then that's awesome.
Yeah, I figured like roadblocks, you know what I'm saying, or like talking about Minecraft or something, you know what I mean? And then she's just straight up looking up at the sky, you know. Well, we already know what her future's gonna be, right? I mean, come on, an astrologist, an astronomer, or something like that. I mean, she better be. She better be. That's incredible.
Miss Cleo, part 2.
Yeah, yes. Come get your free reading. What the hell? You stupid. Anyway, no. But that is pretty damn amazing. I mean, you know, how often do you really look up at the sky and really look at the sky? David, don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. But I'm just saying, how often do the regular, normal human beings on this planet go and do that? You know what I mean?
You're just angry you got outdone by a 7-year-old girl, man.
I mean, shoot, I ain't angry. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Long story short, I'm just impressed. And I love that there are kids out here that are looking at things, you know what I'm saying? That are really looking out and looking at other things. And I think that's pretty damn dope. Okay, guys. I'm seeing some comments. So like, I'm gonna do one more story for you guys. Okay. I know a lot of you guys are going, come on, stay on for a little bit longer, blah blah blah. And that's totally fine. I could do one more story. Is that cool with you guys? Is that cool with the fellas?
Something fun.
Something fun. Okay, that's tough to do. That's tough to do. Now you got me looking for something fun. Something fun. Shoot. When is anything in the news fun? You know what I'm saying? When is?
Do you want to get to the bit of this TikTok video I put on the Discord this morning? There's a lady who talked about the dating scene.
Oh, can you send it to me so I can play it? Because I haven't seen it.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. You need to send that to me. We could do that one. That's fine. If you guys are down for something light and fun, hit that like button, okay? We're not leaving yet. We're going to do this conversation. That is fine, okay? We got one more story for you guys, a little bit lighter. Where did you send it?
Discord.
Oh, no. I mean, can you send it
1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I sent the thing to you over Twitter too. It's just a short video of the major asteroid that just flew over Texas, which is spotted almost 800 miles away.
Hold on, let me get that up since he's slow as f.
With
that link, I'm kidding, man. You good, bro? Hold up, let me. It was in notifications, right? It wasn't you didn't email it to me, right?
I messaged it to you on Twitter.
Okay, they're short. I remember that.
Here we go.
Skype. Thank you. I'm going to show them this video though of the asteroids. See, this is what happens when you slow, T. This is what I'm just playing. All right, let's take a look at this. That's pretty cool. It's hella fast, but that's pretty damn cool. Hold up, one more time, one more again. Come on. Look at that.
It was spotted from San Antonio all the way to Little Rock.
That's hella cool, man. That's hella cool. I'm glad that nobody, I'm glad it didn't, no one was murked from it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely happy about that. 1 second. Oh, it's a YouTube video. Okay. All right, guys. So apparently this is a video okay. I don't know. I don't even know what this is. So apparently this is a. Oh, okay. So in this TikTok, it says it right there. So hopefully it's pretty accurate. Describing modern dating to my married friends. Okay. Let's go.
First of all, there's no such thing as relationships anymore, apparently. It's all just hooking up, friends with benefits, and never-ending talking stages. It's not at all what it used to be. Like, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. No. It is first comes sex, then comes ghosting, then comes emotional trauma and trust issues. And then everybody does the opposite of what you're supposed to. So if they like someone, they don't tell them. If they want to be with them, they act like they don't. Everybody wants what they can't have, but then when they have it, they don't appreciate it, so they lose it. So then they'll fight to get it back, and then when they get it back, they don't really want it because they didn't really want it anyway. They just wanted to get it back, but not really have it. You know what I mean?
Okay, hold up. Woo! Okay, whoa. Okay, hold up. I gotta play that again because that was a lot. I got to play that again. I'm sorry, y'all. You know what I mean? I guess I'm getting
slow motion right there. She's fast.
I'm getting old. But here it is. Let me play it one more time. There's a lot to unpack here. Here we go.
First of all, there's no such thing as relationships anymore, apparently. It's all just hooking up, friends with benefits, and never-ending talking stages.
That is kind of true. I do see that. But then at the same time, it really depends on who you're trying to go for. You see what I'm saying? It really depends. You know what? I am going to do this in slow-mo. Why not? We're going to slow this thing. We're going to slow this thing half. We're going to go half. Okay? We're going to go half up in this piece. We're going to start from the beginning one more time. For all y'all in the nosebleed seats, that one was fast. Let's see if half time works.
First of all, there's no such thing as...
Nope, she sounds drunk. Let's try to do this again right here. Okay, let's try this.
First of all, there's no such thing as relationships anymore, apparently. It's all just hooking up, friends with benefits, and never-ending talking stages.
Okay, so this piece, let me say this, okay? She ain't wrong. But at the same time, I think that it's all about the vibe that you're giving out. So if you're going out and you're trying to, get into the dating scene, right? Yes, there's a lot of options out here, all right? There's a lot of options. But I think it's also it depends on what kind of vibe you're giving off. If you're going after a whole bunch of F-boys, that's what you're going to get, a bunch of F-boys. And that's also on the other side, too. When it comes to men trying to date women, there's a lot of F-girls out there, too. If you're trying to go after F-girls or girls that have no substance, like these F-boys, then that's where you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what you paid for, if that makes any sense. Okay? And I don't mean pay like they're sex workers or something like that, because I see everybody trying to dive into everything that I say and trying to twist it around like I'm trying to say something bad towards men or mainly towards women, and I'm not even trying to do that. I'm just saying you get what you got. You know what I mean? You get what you're looking for. And if you're looking for an F-boy, or if you're looking for these guys with these certain types of vibes, or these women with these certain types of vibes, the rest comes with the package. Just saying.
It's not at all what it used to be. Like, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. No. It is first comes sex, then comes ghosting, then comes emotional trauma and trust issues.
Okay, I think that is what she said. I'm going to repeat that part one more time because I think she has a little bit backwards, but.
Marriage, no. It is first comes sex, then comes ghosting, then comes emotional trauma and trust issues.
I think it goes. I don't think the ghosting happens right after the sex. I mean, that's just me. I think the ghosting only happens because that person doesn't want to be with you. You see what I'm saying? I just think that if somebody wants to be in a relationship, then you're in a relationship with that person. But when it comes to this world that we live in now, Tinder, let's just say that too, Tinder and Instagram, because apparently I'm hearing from the grapevine that even Instagram has turned into the ultimate dating app. All right. So when you have all that going on, right, I do think that, yeah, I don't think the emotional baggage and trust issues happen with somebody who's ghosting you. So I feel like that timeline's wrong. That's just my personal opinion. I think that it's first comes sex, then comes emotional trust issues. Then you work through those trust and emotional issues with said person that you want to be with. Then comes the love. That's what I think. That's what I think when it comes to modern dating. But what were you going to say, David? It sounded like you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I was going to say a few things. Basically, I mean, this is a problem people have nowadays, but I think it's largely self-inflicted. I mean, so people go to bars and then they pick up somebody there that acts like they go to a bar all the time, and they're surprised that that's their behavior once they're together. Or you go onto like these online apps and they just pick somebody that has the look they want, like they look a little dangerous, or they like look a little like they don't care as much, and so like people get attached to the like looks that they really want, and sometimes that kind of gets them trapped into trying to date really bad people.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree that hookups are it's largely what a lot of these apps are for now. But if she doesn't want it to play out that way, she just needs to wait longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't give it up so soon, and then just kind of like date them for a while, and then if they're not worth it, just get rid of them, or to break it ahead of time. If it's causing her that much emotional trauma that after she has sex with them, they stop talking to her, then she should stop having sex with them until she's sure that they are somebody that she can trust, and that won't just disappear afterward, I guess. And you can only do that by actually dating and knowing people before you start to get together like that.
Yeah, when it comes to this, I just think that there's just so many different. Like I said, I mean, this is her own breakdown of this whole situation, her own experience. Clearly, she's gone through some effed up situations, but I also think that it's the people that you choose. It's who you choose too, babies. It's who you choose. So if you're going after some guy and he's looking good and all that stuff, he's got the car and all that ish and blah, 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 and you're going after that specific vibe, you're going to get that vibe. And you're going to get everything that comes with it, no matter what. That's just what I think. There's more. Let's continue. Also, real quick, Lady Justice did say maybe the ghosting is what causes the trust issues. So that's maybe what she meant, what this woman is meaning. And I think that's a good example or a good breakdown of it as well, that the trust issues, etc., emotional and trust issues come after being ghosted. So I see that piece. You see what I'm saying? So if it's sex, ghosting, emotional and trust issues, then that are developed from being ghosted, then yes, I totally agree with that. But it's also who you choose. And if you're going after a specific look or a certain vibe, it comes with the territory. Just saying. Okay. Let's continue.
And then everybody does the opposite of what you're supposed to. So if they like someone, they don't tell them. If they want to be with them, they act like they don't. Everybody wants what they can't have, but then when they have it, they don't appreciate it, so they lose it. So then they'll fight to get it back, and then when they get it back, they don't really want it because they didn't really want it anyway. They just wanted to get it back but not really have it.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Woo! Here's the other thing. Hold up. Because, I mean, from my understanding, like from what it seems like, she's going through some ish, right? She's gone through some relationships, right? I got to run it back just a tiny bit because she said a lot there. Hold on.
And they don't tell them. If they want to be with us, so it's the opposite of what you're supposed to. So if they like us, emotional trauma and trust issues.
Here we go. Sorry.
And then everybody does the opposite of what you're supposed to. So if they like someone, they don't tell them.
And that is very true. We do live in this world where we treat the people that we like. I feel like a lot of people are stuck in high school or they're stuck in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? Where it's, I like you, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to give you a bunch of ish and roast you and be an ass to you. I'm never going to show that I like you, but I do like you, but I'm not going to tell you that I like you, right? That is true. I do see this a lot. I do see this issue a lot. It's very real. So she ain't wrong with that. There's a lot of people out here that just won't step up and actually just say what they need to say. Put it out there on the table and say, I like you. I want to take you out to dinner. Doesn't exist. A lot of times they're hiding in the background. And if they get lucky enough, because that person, just by kismet, the person goes, hey, I like you too. Then they finally go on a date. And then the sex, ghosting, emotional issues, etc. ensues. But then if you're able to break through that stuff and be in the relationship, then you go into the relationship, and then, this happens.
If they want to be with them, they act like they don't. Everybody wants what they can't have, but then when they have it, they don't appreciate it, so they lose it.
I'm going to call it complacency. It's not that they don't want it anymore. Because we live in this world where there's options. I said it. We live in a world where there's options. So as soon as say, okay, you look at this girl, say you want to be with this girl, you're going, oh, she cute, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, she's so cute. We get along so great, blah, 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 blah. You finally get in the relationship. She says yes to the date. You go out on the date. Say you don't ghost her. You're still in her place, or she's still in your place, and you're cooking her breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Y'all having these unbelievable moments in your relationship. You're Netflixing and chilling, so on and so forth, to the point where the relationship becomes stagnant. The relationship becomes complacent. You become comfortable. So then suddenly, this is what happens to a lot of people. They get bored, and they start to look elsewhere. Instead of looking even deeper into that person, into that partner that you have, quote unquote, fallen in love with, finding more and more reasons to be in love with that person, finding more and more reasons to be in that relationship with that person. But instead, everyone resorts to their phones. Everyone goes complacent, bored, and they go into their phones, looking at their friends, living their life like it's golden, being all single, bashing a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to say this as equally both sides as far as the sexes, as far as men and women. Because there's women who will sit there, pull out their phones, bored out of their skull because they're having some issues with their man, because their man won't do this one thing that drives them crazy to the point where they venture out to their phone. They look through their phone. Same thing with guys. They'll do that thing too. They become complacent. And then all of a sudden, you're looking at your phone, you're looking at your friends having their life, their single life, enjoying their time. You're looking at all these Instagram models and all these Instagram photos of booty shots and all that stuff all day long. Next thing you know, you're going, she cool, but like, you know, I'm like, bruh, you know what I mean? I could be out here. I could be out here having fun, tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, come on. Next thing you know, you go and do that. And then you realize.
So then they'll fight to get it back, and then when they get it back, they don't really want it because they didn't really want it anyway. They just wanted to get it back but not really have it. You feel me?
So, next thing you know, you go out there, you're running around, right? You run around and you're doing your thing, kicking it, probably bashing, having a great time in your head. Then next thing you know, you go, oh, I'm alone. Damn, I'm alone. This sucks, man. Man, I miss my girl, man. Then you go off and you're trying to do everything you can to be with that person again. And if you're lucky, that person says yes. Then you get back into the relationship, and then all of a sudden, you know, everything's cool for a little while. And then you go back into dun, 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 complacency. And you get bored because, I don't know, it's that one thing that drives you nuts that just creeps back up again. Or you don't like how she eats her food. Or it's always these little nitpicky things because we live in this world now where everyone has to be perfect. Every single person has to be perfect all the time. So yeah, this video is hilarious, but it's kind of accurate to a certain extent. To a certain extent. It's a little extreme. It's a little extreme, and it's done in 34 seconds. It's done in under 34 seconds. So it seems a little crazy, but at the same time, imagine that. If you really think about it, it's crazy out here, y'all. And I think people are so, there's an abundance of options. There's an abundance of accessibility just at your fingertips with these phones. It's easy for a guy or girl to start cheating. And I don't say cheating physically. You can start cheating emotionally, sliding in people's DMs, responding, girls, even girls, responding to DMs and actually getting into relationships, mental, emotional relationships through DMs with other dudes. It's that easy. Because it's that one thing, that one piece that doesn't make that person perfect. He has one flaw. He sucks air through his teeth every time after he eats steak or something like that. You know what I mean? It could be the smallest thing, and then next thing you know, you want to jump ship. See, this is what I've been saying for the longest time. Why can't there be, there is no such thing as old-fashioned love anymore. Or let me take that back. Old-fashioned love is dying. It's becoming swiftly more extinct every single day. Real talk. It's becoming more and more extinct every single day. So I think, when it comes to this kind of thing, I don't think that she is, I don't think she's entirely wrong. T, what do you think?
I was just saying that a healthy relationship is all that should matter. I mean, everything else to me is bullshit. I mean, if you can't give somebody, your honest truth and your best, and want to be in a situation where you want to make it worthwhile for everybody involved, then there's no point of playing these games with people's emotions. People snap, and they may cut your throat in your sleep. I don't know. Cut your toes off. I don't know. But you should really want to just be doing right by somebody, because you want that same thing done back to you. So just being healthy, being mindful, doing your best should be up front. And if not, you want to go out here and do your thing, just be honest about it, so that way nobody's confused. There's nobody getting their feelings hurt, and everything's out there on the table to be understood.
I think when it comes to that is so true. I completely agree with you, T. I do think that it is very important that communication is all that we have when it comes to, at the end of the day, if you wanted to get a job, or when you're in a job and you walked in one day and suddenly you got fired, right? And you're going, wait, why am I getting terminated? And then they tell you, because it's like, oh, the laundry list of things that you did. It's like, wait a second, you never told me about this. And I'm just getting this walking in today, and I have to pack up my whole desk and go now? What? Now imagine if that was your relationship. Years and years of BS that it just kept piling up. One day you come home, and there it is. There's your loved one with somebody else in bed. And you're going, what? What's going on? Oh, because of this. You're like, wait a second. What are you talking about? I never knew. You never told me any of this. Communication is absolutely important when it comes to stuff like this. Absolutely. But we live in a world now where people are just like, F it. They're in their phones. They're introverted, all up in their phones. They'd rather put up, posts online, look cool, but not have to do the work. Okay? And something that Lady Justice asked, I need to pull this up, and then I'm going to throw it over to you, David, real quick, okay? She just asked something. I thought that was a really good question. Hold on. Lady Justice, shout out to Lady Justice. What's up, girl? Good morning. Thank you so much for the comment. She said, Pascal, can you please define your version of old-fashioned love? I think traditional courtship is dying, but if people have healthy love, that traditional love match traditional love match partnership does exist. Okay, so here it is. My version of old-fashioned love is what I've been saying. It all comes down to communication and understanding. I think that's what it is. Most importantly, I don't think old-fashioned love is really here. I think that when it comes to partnership, because it's not only just being husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, and boyfriend. You're a team. And when somebody is slacking in one thing, you pick up the slack for that person. That's what it is. That's what a partnership is all about. Imagine if you had children involved in this situation too. Being able to raise those children. There's going to be issues with the children and how you raise the children, etc. But if there isn't an understanding, and if there isn't a conversation all the time, If the conversation lines aren't always open, then how can you have a strong, substantial relationship with that said person? Old-fashioned love is the person that's willing to go through the depths of hell to make sure that that relationship stays strong and stays healthy. And when it's hard, you still stick around. That's old-fashioned love. But we live in a world now where it's completely different. It is a world where as soon as there's a disagreement, as soon as you just don't like this one thing, you out the door. Not out the door physically, but out the door mentally. You're out the door in your phone. You're out the door in the DMs, chopping it up, thinking about other physical conquests and possibilities, rather than actually looking at what's going on in your own home and in the relationship that you're in. That's what old-fashioned love is to me. David, I'm going to throw it over to you. You didn't get a chance to respond to this situation. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I do think a lot of this is largely because of a lot of the dating apps we have now, things like Tinder specifically, where for the most part, people aren't really having conversations. They're not really reading about the person. They're mostly just deciding based on pictures. And that is part of the problem. They're just looking for somebody that looks a certain way, which might carry a behavior that they don't want to be associated with. But that's how these apps work. That's really the main thing you have to go off of. And even if one thing I think I've noticed too is that it seems like for some people, at least on like Tinder and that, if you meet somebody within the short term, like a week or two after matching, it tends to be a one-night stand type thing. Mm-hmm. It's only when you like actually have conversations online for months with these people that it seems to actually do anything meaningful. So like even there, I think that is part of it. The quick hookup just destroys the kind of attraction pretty quickly, and they just move on to the next person probably. But either way, even with things like OkCupid, for the problem is a lot of people just immediately meet up, and this is exactly what you get from that. Instead of waiting until you know the person a little more to meet them, and then getting to know them a little more than in person before you go into the next step. Mm-hmm. So people are just, they're rushing. I think they're too horny. They can't keep themselves under control and wait for
horny.
I mean, let's be real. We are all too horny. I mean, we've always been horny. You know what I'm saying? Since the dawn of man. I mean, that's why we have so many damn people on this damn earth, because we can't stop knocking boots. You know what I'm saying? So that's true. But I also do agree. But I also do think this too. We do live in a microwave popcorn, instant noodle type of world. If we can't get it right now, right here and right now, then what's the use? What's the use of putting in work? Oh my God, that thing called work. Oh crap, I got to work on this relationship. Oh God, I don't want that. That's what we deal with nowadays. Thanks to Tinder, thanks to stuff like Tinder, David, and I agree, where we live in this thing where it's easily disposable, right? If you're going, David's on Tinder, right? Let's just say, for example, maybe he is on Tinder. I don't know. I don't know your life. But at the same time, say you're on Tinder. You're not on Tinder to find love. You on Tinder to find some booty, okay? Some loving. You go, you swipe left or right or however the thing works. Next thing you know, you're knocking the boots in 3-4 hours time. You're not going to that thing. There's an understanding on that Tinder, right? Unless there's something physically, chemically like boom, bam, pow, that you're just like, holy cow, this person, and oh my God, it felt so good, and the stars aligned and the planets and everything, and it started just stars and fireworks were going off when it's very rare. In fact, more people I've known to find relationships on Tinder say it quietly. They don't even tell people about it. They'll be like, oh, we met each other at a bar. Most of the time, I've noticed anytime I'm like, oh, so how did you guys meet? They're like, oh, it's so embarrassing. What is it? Yeah, we met on Tinder. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Congratulations. So y'all met up for a one-night stand, and then later on it progressed into something else. Cool. It's all good. You and so many other people in America are doing the same damn thing, going in there for that one thing and one thing only. And some people are coming out being like, oh, I like this person actually. Cool. She's more than just a warm body to lay next to for a few minutes or seconds, depending on your game, fellas. Okay? But at the same time, this is the world that we live in. We live in this time where it's like, oh, well, and I mean, Lady Justice has said it earlier. Oh man, well, she got a lot. She's tough. She got this, and this, and she keeps calling me out on this, that, and the third. Shoot, let me go on Tinder. I could find a new one. Like that person's a broken toy. Or going into Instagram or something like that, or any social media platform and sliding into DMs because you're having a few hiccups in the relationship that you're having with this said loved one, right? With this said partner. We live in a disposable world now. And it's like, what can you get from me? What can you do for me? Thank you so much. Oh, that was great, honey. Bye. Type of world. So for women like this woman that we just saw a second ago, this could only be more difficult if you're really trying to find somebody substantial. But we also do live in this world too, where there's a lot of girls that are looking for those types of dudes. And they keep putting these dudes on this pedestal. And the next thing you know, those guys are running around. They got options because they know they're a hot commodity because, their jawline or their hair is perfectly coiffed or whatever. And that's trash. Instead of actually getting down to brass tacks and trying to find a good partner. Cutting off all the externals, all that BS externals that we all do. Because at the end of the day, if that guy showed up to some person's house and he just had a baseball cap and a hoodie on, you didn't see what car he was driving. Everything he had was from TJ Maxx, no name brand crap. He'd just be a regular guy. Same thing with the girl. You take off all the makeup, all the high heels and the fancy clothes, etc. She would just be a regular person. You know what I mean? So, all I'm saying is, I see what this woman is trying to say. It is crazy. It most definitely is crazy. But I see what she's trying to say. And we do live in a weird, strange world where things are very instant. That's why something like traditional relationships, traditional dating, because they say modern dating, traditional dating does not exist anymore at all. For a man to court a woman is completely different now than what it was, even 10 years ago. It's insane. I do wonder if, traditional relationships will ever come back. Traditional love, traditional romance will ever come back. It seems as if traditional romance is now what you see on The Bachelorette, which is also fabricated crap. So, see what I'm saying? So I see what she's saying, but she seemed a little crazy for sure. But I get what she was saying. T, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I think it's up to you to change this whole, regime, I guess you can say. The Pascal sphere should be the next trending thing.
Wait. You're talking about me. It's
the Pascal sphere. Yes, the Pascal sphere. Start it off and bring back this old school love, man.
Wow.
Break it. Yeah.
I thought you were saying like to them. It's their choice. It's on them.
No, I think it's up to you. Listen, take this old school feel and market it to be something that's going to come back in style.
Next thing you know, I'm walking around in fedoras and in zoot suits or something. So old school, all the way to the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? 1930s or something like that. The Pascalosphere. I think that's what everybody was saying. Pascalosphere. Hey, I'm all about trying to bring those traditional values back into the thing. I mean, real talk. What were you going to say, T?
The love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bring back the love.
The love. Man, come on. Love is hard, okay? Baby boy 818 2006 just said, love is hard and sacrifices. Absolutely. I completely agree. But we live in a very selfish time. We live in a very selfish world. And that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And if I think if we all just, if we would just all turn off all the BS that's going on, all the bells and whistles, you know what I'm saying? All the distractions. And we just really looked into the partners that we do have, if we're lucky to have them, I'm sure you'd be able to find some really amazing things, new amazing things about that person. You know, if you want that relationship to work, then you make it work. You know what I mean? That's it. Unless it's like some unforgivable stuff, that's a whole other conversation in itself. But anyway, that is the show, guys. That is the show. T, I appreciate you showing that video, sharing that video. I'm glad you did, because honestly, on some real stuff, I was going, man, I need a video. Lately, I was like, I don't have a video, like a relationship video to react to. So I'm glad that you pulled that up. You know what I'm saying? We need to have more of these kinds of conversations.
Yeah, break it down, man. Break it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all don't agree with me, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Y'all, a lot of people be like, the hell you talking about? Why are you talking about this ish, man? Well, you know, I think it's important. You know what I mean? I think it's really, really important. You know what I mean? I do want to say this, though. Tonight, I do have something very, very special going on. I'm going to pull my face up here solo real quick. I am going to be doing a show tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And one of the fun things is that I'm going to do is I'm opening up the panel. So I'm going to open up the conversation for all y'all to come in and video chat with me. It's not going to be through Skype. It's not going to be through Zoom. I will have a StreamYard link open for y'all to come on and be a part of the conversation tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? So tonight, we're going to be talking about some stuff. And it's going to be an open forum that we can talk about. And I'm going to have one main topic that we're going to be talking about, okay? You guys can come on, but like I said, no jerks. If you're a jerk, you're getting cut off. Don't get offended if I cut you off if you're being a jerk. But tonight, I want to see all y'all's faces. Oh, and T and David will be with us as well. So you get to be a part of the whole conversation, all of us sitting in the same room, chopping it up and having an open forum. I'm going to be very excited about that because there's a lot to talk about. There's so many things going on. We are going to be touching upon the baby for sure. Okay, so be sure to tune in, be a part of the conversation. And if you want to join, I will be sending out a link. It's for StreamYard. So there will be a StreamYard link for you guys to jump onto and be a part of it. And of course, I'll start to cycle you guys in throughout the show. Okay? Big, huge, open conversation. You got to be a part of it. You don't want to miss it. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? And I'll see you guys there. David, T, I want to say a big thank you, y'all, for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. All right? You guys are dope. Shut up.
Girl love.
Yeah, you know, man love, man. Man love. I love you, man. I love you, David. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my heart, man. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day. Hopefully you guys are happy that we were able to stretch the show a little bit longer for all your asses, your gluttonous asses. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button. And also, King Timma, thank you so much for joining the membership. Yes, thank you so much for being a part of the family. Yes. thank you so much. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that join button, okay? Hit that join button. $4.99 helps fuel this show so we can keep giving you your stories, your controversies, and your conversations of the day. And of course, we do have merch. Merch is very much available, okay? There's a link down below. Go and check it out. I'm still working on some new items. Thank you so much for asking that. I do have some new items that I'm working on. I think I'm going to work on that Pascalosphere too. You know what I'm saying? Something, a little something for a t-shirt or a hat or something. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, but a lot of thinking and a lot of plotting, okay? So be prepared. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our panel discussion. First time ever. Well, we've had it before, but this one's going to be a lot bigger and a lot longer. Anyway, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.